I don't know about you, but I, for myself, have at times a lot of stuff going on in my head. There are to-do lists that I need to work through. There are maybe conflict that I had at work, in personal life, anything like this. There is stuff that I need to remember, someone I need to send a birthday letter. There is stuff which I need to think through to come up with a solution. And this gets quite overwhelming in your head if you want to do any serious thinking activity where you need your full concentration. In this video, we want to break down what a mind dump is, how you can utilize this in order to get more concentration when you need it, and to just clear your head a little bit. Hey everyone, my name is Stefan, and on this channel I'll talk about stuff I use, gadgets I love, and things that do make my life easier. If you're new here, enjoy, maybe subscribe if you like what you're seeing in the next few minutes, and grab a coffee, get cozy, and let's dive right in. First, I like to talk about what a mind dump actually is. When I talk about a mind dump, I think about a way to just spill out everything that you have on your mind in a more or less structured way to get back to this at a later date, but just clear out your mind so it doesn't bother you anymore and you can start concentrating again. The benefits of a mind dump are, of course, stress reduction, so you don't need to keep everything in your head, improved concentration, and also more creativity, as you can just dive into the stuff that you want to focus on more. In order to do so, there are quite a few different ways how you can do a mind dump. One of the more established ways would be just some sort of free-form writing, where you, for example, would take, let's say, a notebook, or you do this on your computer or just a piece of paper or your iPad, and just do a stream of consciousness writing. You sit down and just start writing whatever comes to your mind and clearing your mind a little bit. This could be either time boxed, for example, you take 5 minutes or 10 minutes to get everything out of your head. It could also be a habit like morning pages, which was popularized by Julia Cameron. And in morning pages, you would do, for example, 3 pages, or this would be more like a volume-based approach, where you just write 3 pages every morning, everything that is on your mind, to clear that out and have an empty mind for the next few hours to basically enjoy your day and be more productive with that. What I've found, what is the most important part for me, is that I'm quite undisturbed in this. So I like to sit down in quiet, or put some white noise up, put some headphones on, maybe listen to music. That doesn't matter actually as much what you're listening to, but you're undisturbed, and that you really try to get everything out. And I, for myself, ask myself multiple times, is there any more? Anything else that's on my mind that's bothering me, thinking about and trying, oh, there's something more, jot it down, get to the next point, until my brain feels a little bit empty. There's nothing more that keeps bothering me and where my mind just jumps to. And if you've done it this way, if you started just dumping out everything on a page, you will feel some of the benefits already from a mind dump, because you feel a quieter mind and being able to focus more again. The thing is, that bothered me a little bit, if you're doing a mind dump this way, then you would have to read through multiple pages, unstructured notes, in order to get everything back, because it's on your mind for a reason. You maybe need to follow up with that recruiter, or you need to remember to go shopping, or to take out the trash, or to call your parents, or whatever. So while it's good in the moment to dump everything out and have a clear mind, you will still need to have these topics addressed at some point. This is the reason why I prefer a mind map in order to do this. The approach is quite similar actually, but the mind map has the benefit of being way more structured than just having free flow pages and writing a stream of consciousness. And it allows me to not only get back to all the topics that I jotted down earlier and just see in a brief moment what I need to focus on afterwards. It also allows me to maybe see some connections where there are some clusters that are really, really big with a lot of stuff on my mind that I might need to tackle in another way than just, I don't know, the grocery list where I really need to remember to buy milk. So let's talk about mind maps next. A mind map basically is a structured hierarchical way where I try to structure things that I need to remember. We'll have a demonstration in a minute where I'll show you how I do this. And this allows me to basically see some connections, draw connections on it even, and from these connections that I do, I can then continue to try and get something out of it. Depending on the context, mind maps are known to improve learning ability and creativity even. And one of the big benefits is that for some neuroscience-y reason that I don't know, mind map encourages the brain to use both hemispheres, so the left and the right one, which gives greater creativity and use of the brain than if you're just thinking in the left or the right hemisphere all the time. So let's talk about mind maps and how I personally use them. I like to use mind maps on my iPad mostly, and there's a very simple reason for that, and this is that I have multiple tools, pens and also colors to work with, and I'm way more flexible than doing this on my traveler's notebook. Also, on the mind map, I have an infinite canvas, and this infinite canvas allows me to grow and go in at any point on the mind map to add detail or remove detail. This I don't have in my traveler's notebook. I'm a little bit compressed in space, and while it works and I use it from time to time, mind maps especially I think are way better on the iPad, and I'll show you now how. So I have an app that's called Concepts, and Concepts allows me to have an unlimited canvas which I can use however I like. This for me is way better than the Notes app, especially for mind maps, because I can zoom in, zoom out, nearly infinite amounts of space, and I can just start writing whatever I like. And now we will see what I do. So let's say I have my head full of stuff and I need to just remember different things and I want to clear it out. Usually I just write in the middle something like dump. And if I've dump, from there on I can do all the different stuff that I need to remember. So we have to-dos on one side. And on to-dos I can have stuff like call my parents. And I could have stuff like, let's say, shop for milk. And these to-dos are now written down and I won't forget them. I can come back to them at a later point, and as my mind basically knows that they're jotted down, they won't bother my mind that much. But there are different parts that stress me. For example, maybe I had a stressful conversation at work with a colleague, let's call him Tom. And I could have another part in my mind now that is Tom. And I can start writing down how I felt about it, what were the topics of the conversation, and I feel hurt, for example. And I can start writing down everything what was wrong with Tom. And I can really go deep. Now you can see that in the app, that is real power. I can just make it bigger, and I could write unfair. I could go in, put all my thoughts down, and with that then work through it a little bit until I have nothing more to add. Even if I really try, I have nothing more to add to the thing about Tom. So I come back, and after I've written down everything with Tom, there are a few invoices that need to get paid. So I would add in to do invoices. And then there's something more. Then there is birthday Josh. So I would add another category that is birthday Josh. But that's not just to congratulate him. I have a party to plan. So there might be guests and location. So I could jot down even that. And I could go on and everything ask myself, what else is on my mind? Oh, there are the cats also. I need to take care of the cats. So I would write down cats and have this as well. And as I keep going, I start to realize there's even more that I need to do. And I can then go in, look at this mind map, at this mind dump, and see what are to-dos that I just need to remember, and what are stress, for example, that I need to work through or that I need to think through. And I could use different colors. I could say, well, Tom here, this is something that stresses me, that I need to work through and work with Tom in order to resolve this in somehow. I could do green, for example, for all the to-dos, and I would see, oh, my to-dos are here on the left, but also the guest list in here would be a to-do as well. So I could cluster those, and I could see, oh, where do I have like emotional stuff and where do I have just to-dos on my mind. And after I've done all this brain dump, I would see, okay, maybe this part with Tom is way bigger than I thought. So we do it like this. And before I can continue with my day, I need to come up with some sort of action plan in order to just tackle this. So I just go ahead and add this, and I would say, okay, for Tom, action plan. And I would go ahead and say, call him next Monday, for example. Call next Monday, and I want to prepare a little bit just so I can tell him how I felt in a non-confrontive and non-offensive way, so he doesn't feel hurt or attacked when I try just to let him know how I felt in a certain situation in order to work through that with him. So after I've not only done call next Monday and prepare for this, maybe even have it time boxed, so I know, for example, that the preparation will be on Friday, then I now have somehow sorted the stuff with Tom a little bit. It's not very urgent anymore. It's not bothering me in terms of, oh, how do I deal with this? Now I can move on with my day and start with my next thing that I need to focus on. And you can do this for all the stuff. You can say for the birthday Josh part, where you need to put down a guest list, for example, I will do this evening. Or I need to ask Josh's girlfriend Maria about it, who should be invited, and so on and so forth. And if I have a short action on that, not doing it right now, but have a short action, I can consider it a little bit solved or being worked on now in my mind. And this allows me to actually know that this is nothing that I need to worry about even more, and I can move on to actually the things that I can focus on. Okay, having gone through this whole mind dump thing, I think the base concept is rather clear. If you feel a little bit overwhelmed, if you have a lot of stuff on your mind, try using a mind dump, just writing everything down, either just in free flow or use a mind map like I do, and see if that gives you some sort of relief. If it doesn't already, see to add some action points to this, to not only have it written down so it is not forgotten, but also with those action points so that it feels tackled and not like overseen. And then try to just move on with your day. You could also always just go for a walk, also get some fresh air, get some hydration. This is a whole different set of things to improve concentration. But this for me helps me. I do this maybe every week in order to just clear my head a little bit and focus on the stuff that is in front of me. Thank you so much for watching. If you found any value in this, consider subscribing if you really liked it, or liking it, leaving a comment. I really read every comment and do appreciate them. If you want to watch another video of mine, maybe check out here and see how I use 2-week sprints in order to maximize my life and move to my goals with purpose. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.